Hey, what's going on, family? You're tuning in to Real Last Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller. In the big chair tonight, we normally do our introductions now, James John Miguel Colon Jr., but man, we got a special guest in
Yes, we
virtual
do.
studio with us. He will be at the Orlando Improv this weekend, April 21st and 22nd. ImprOrlando.com. Get your tickets. Put your hands together and show your love for the legend. Mr. Bill Bellamy is here with us tonight.
Yeah, in the
Yes.
building, man. It is so dope, man, to kick it with real comedians, man, and cats that love what we do. You know what I'm saying? This is one thing about comedians, we have our own fraternity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just
Yes.
like when cats know you a comic, you just automatically get embraced. You know what I mean? It don't matter how long you've been doing it, just the fact that you love it, man. It's so fun, man. Especially if you practice a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing this now, what, 29 maybe?
Yeah,
Years?
that's our question, man. I'm 17. James is 20. Miguel, where you at, Miguel?
11.
11. So we're all comic book guys, man. We got to know your origin story. How long you been doing comedy? Where did you start? And how was your first ever show?
Oh, well, I've been doing it a long time. So I'm going to say 29 years of comedy. I started in Jersey. I'm from Jersey. I'm a Jersey guy. And we didn't have a lot of comedy clubs. So we only had we used to do comedy clubs and stuff that wasn't even for comedy. It was a tavern, you know. It was like they didn't have nothing to do on Tuesday. So they let us do stand up at the tavern, But starting out, just wanting to host a show was the first part. Like, I want to be on stage. I just want to talk and introduce people. That's how I got hooked. Because you be hosting, you talking, you kind of improv, and you don't have the stress of really doing jokes at first. No. And so that was cool. So I got the bug doing that in college at Rutgers. And then I was like, dang, man, I wonder if I could be a real comedian and stuff. Because I used to always wonder, how do comedians talk for an hour? Like, how you know that much stuff?
For real. Because your first time on stage, your head, you're thinking, man, I know I got an hour. And you're 3 minutes into that set was like, bro, when he gonna give me this light he was talking about?
Bro, I promise you, man. I promise you, I was literally, bro, I might have had 2 minutes, 3 minutes of anything. And I remember the first time I bombed, man, it was crazy. Like when you bomb, you feel it in your spirit. I was like, they ain't laughing at nothing.
Bro, Bill, you ain't lying. I tell this story all the time. I once got booed in a room full of 1,300 black folk. Now, Bill, black folk boo different. It comes from a place of hate and neglect, man. I still kept going though, man. But yeah, bro.
Yeah, the boos, people don't think it, people think you always gonna be good. You gotta practice. It's just like you miss shots, you miss a foul shot here and there. You just keep shooting foul shots till you get good, right? And so the thing about it is, if you practiced enough, the window of you failing gets less. Amen. But if you take it for granted, you could fail. Even this is the thing that tripped me out, was when I was coming up, cats that became famous stopped doing comedy and then come back and be doo-doo.
Yeah. Ooh. Man, because you can't take that time away, man. No. Guys, if you listen, we got Bill Bellamy this Friday and Saturday, or April 21st, 22nd, Orlando Improv. Man, I was having this conversation with my wife when I was coming up with questions and things to say and ask you, do you consider yourself a legend? Because me and my wife were just going down your list. But I'm asking Bill, because we do. But do you consider yourself? You talking about the MTV VJ, Top Billin, the new podcast, the Booty Call itself, just being around for 30 years. We consider you a legend, my brother. But how do you feel about your career?
Give him his flowers. Don't forget, at one time, Bill, his club where he was hosting at was a gatekeeper for you to get on Def Comedy Jam, man. You used to have to go see him. I remember you got there, man.
I remember watching Who's the Man, seeing him as KK, and I was like, this kid's going somewhere.
So, dude, how do you feel about that?
I do, man. I feel like, you know what, man, I own it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I put in the time, and I'm accepting those flowers, because that's a blessing from the culture. You know what I'm saying? Amen. It's like people respect your grind, your hustle, and your contribution. that's an honor, you know what I mean, for you guys to look at me like that. I'm like, dang, wow, it makes you feel good because a lot of times, you just be grinding, man. You don't know if people even care. Like, you don't even know if people remember your jokes. People be coming up to me like, yo, my favorite joke you did with you and your little sister. Yo, my joke that you did with the booty called the whale. Like, they got names. Like, I got jokes that are like songs.
So they done named them for you?
They done named them. Yo, I got a joke about the flip-flops. People come up to me, man, that thing you did about the flip-flops, man, that's crazy, bro. Yo, how you think of that, man? I watched that thing 8 times, bro. So in a span of 29 to, going on 30, you're right, man. It's definitely an honor to be here, bro, and like still be able to do your gift, man. A couple days ago, I heard that that Jamie Foxx had a health issue, and it just like paused me, like where you just be like, man, you just don't know what anything can happen. You could have a health issue, you could get in a car accident, you could lose your memory, whatever. Like, we are so blessed to do what we do, and we can't take it for granted. So that's why I'm taking no days off. I got that from Allen Iverson. I play every game like it's my last. You feel
practice.
Me?
Practice. We ain't talking about practice.
Man. But like I said, we consider you a legend, man. But and when I say that is because I've got to work with you before. I've got to work with the likes of Eddie Griffin, Paul Mooney, and I'm always starstruck. Is there anybody you got to work with? You're like, man, dog, I can't believe I'm working with.
Yeah, man, a lot of guys, man. Bernie Mac, I was on tour with him.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Bernie Mac. He was the funniest person I ever seen alive. Like live, like there ain't no words for Bernie Mac, bro. I promise you ain't never seen nothing like it. It's like you could be funny, but he was on a point of hilarious. People was coughing. He made people jump up and run. Like
imagine the club is spacing out chairs. We're gonna need room for everybody to run around their chair.
Yo, Bernie Mac was like watching a Baptist preacher turn the church upside down, give him the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
That's how funny he was. And then to be on stage with the likes of like, I'll give you another example. Somebody that just like Paul Mooney, George Wallace, OG. George Wallace, bro, blow your doors off. I don't care what you talking about, bro. I don't know how old George Wallace is, but he is so trained. And, bro, George Wallace, I put George Wallace on anybody. I promise you're gonna struggle, bro, because he is so good. He's so fast, and he got joke after joke after joke after joke after joke after joke. You be like, dang.
That's right. Like,
I got to get my weight up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different levels to the talent. It's like, there's Miles Davis, but then there's Coltrane. Like, it's cats that's dope in their lanes. You know what I'm saying? Who else I would say that blew me away? Paul Mooney, Paul Mooney. Another cat.
Bro,
that
Paul said a line that I'll never forget. He says, I say the N-word every day. It helps keep my teeth white. Bro.
Yeah, man.
Son!
So funny, guys. If you're listening, man, we got Bill Bellamy on with the Real Ass Crew. Bill Bellamy at the Orlando Improv, April 21st and 22nd. Bill, we got about 5 more minutes, man. My favorite role, and I'm going to ask the guys too, my favorite role you've ever done is Fast Lane. Fast Lane is my show, bro. James, what's yours?
I just always loved, let me just say this, man. There's a lot of cats that I grew up with watching and I loved and I appreciate what they did. And towards the middle of their career, it wasn't the same energy. It wasn't that same fire that you would see on stage. But I remember a set and I was like, what's Bill going to do with this set? It was a set you came back and did Def Comedy Jam. And you was a father at this point. You had gotten a little older. And I was like, man, what Bill going to do with this crowd, man? Bill did a joke about how white people and black people go to the zoo. And I immediately understood exactly what he was talking about. He said the white people get out of the minivan. Everybody has all their stuff, sunscreen, a camera. All right, we got pictures. We're going to meet over here. Then we're going to meet over there. Black people get out all wrong, not prepared. Who got the camera? Who got the camera?
Right.
Miguel, what's your favorite? What's your favorite?
I just like your growth, Bill. That's what I just want to give you flowers. Your growth and how you just kept maintained and kept going and still remain sharp. That's what I want to say.
There's a three-part, and I'll explain why. Role that was first, I'm a young kid. It was KK in Who's the Man, and all these roles were brief, but you were just so excited. I was like, Bill Bellamy's in this movie. You were so excited to see the VJs you knew doing something in the movie. But I'm gonna tell you, blew my mind. I did not know you were going to be in Any Given Sunday, and I'm watching that movie, and then you're Jimmy Sanderson. And this sounds dumb, Bill, but growing up hip hop, you know, man, I was born in 1981, so I grew up with hip hop. Seeing people that I consider part of the hip hop culture starting to cross over and do things for everyone validated the hip hop culture so much. You know, and when I saw LL in the Hard Way movie with Michael J. Fox, I'm freaking out because I'm like, he's not supposed to be here. You don't get this. Like, you know, Jamie Foxx isn't supposed to be the lead in this movie. LL's not supposed to be in this movie. You know,
with Al Pacino.
Yeah, this is Oliver Stone film. And then another one, Bill. I'm walking by the TV. I think I'm in my 20s or something. My little sister's watching this show, and I'm like, that's Bill Bellamy's voice. And it was my cousin Skeeter. And I'm like, yo, that's Bill Bellamy's voice. Like, and it's moments where it validated like the culture that I grew up loving.
Yeah.
You know, and it meant something, man.
And he's a part of 80s, 90s, 10s.
Yeah.
So Bill, we got about 3 minutes. What was your favorite role to play?
My favorite role to play was how to be a player for the culture. I think every day of my life, somebody comes up to me about that movie and how it influenced them and what I had a guy come up to me yesterday and say he arranged his whole closet like Dre's. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, that's so crazy because you would think, you know, it's a movie, but you don't know how it's gonna marinate in the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, Dre was cool. He had a good record, a music business job, but he was cool with his boys. But he had the chicks. He had the fly loft. Like cats didn't have lofts back then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm even looking at your place now, guys. If you could see, I'm ashamed of the three of our homes as I look at Bill Bellamy. He got the Rat Pack, this director's chair. Yeah, I'm 41 years old. I'm by a yellow wall. That's what I'm doing. I'm standing by a yellow wall.
Hey man,
how to be a player?
We got to get Bill up out of here, man. The man invented booty call. Bill, we got about 2 minutes, man. Tell them about your podcast, Top Billin, which I listen to all the time when I'm road comic. We're road comics. So talk about your podcast real quick, and also push your social media, man.
Okay, well, real quick, man, Top Billin is my baby. You know, I wanted to do something for the culture that was really us. You know what I'm saying? My podcast is for the culture, it's for the movement and our discussion. People that are influencers, people that are making impact, people that are just on their grind, you know, whether politicians, actors, influencers, I'm putting you on, right? And there's certain people that people don't know, I'm putting them on. That's my contribution to the culture. That's how I feel like I can do something that's really, really monumental inside our culture, because I grew up hip hop. So, you know, I'm like, yo, man, I'm not waiting for somebody to do it. I'm gonna do it myself because I see it's missing, right? So you can listen to my Irvin Magic Johnson interview, my Wiz Khalifa interview, Ice Cube, Too Short, Tip. I'm doing all of our kings and queens. You feel me? So that is on Spotify. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. So you can watch it. Some people want to watch it, so you can watch it on YouTube. But then also to the book, Top Billin, is out April 25th. So now you
congrats on that, man.
Nice.
So where you said you guys grew up with me, now I'm gonna take you on that journey. So now you're gonna walk back through the 90s with me. You're gonna be like, where was I at 91, 92, 93?
Dude, you've been the coolest dude in the room since like 1988. You know?
Hey, Bill, man, we got to get up out of here. Where can they find you at, brother?
Oh, yeah, at Bill Bellamy on all my socials. You know what I'm saying? Everything got that blue check. And on Facebook, which is really important, make sure you hit me at Bill Bellamy VIP. That's for my fans. And, man, yo, Twitter the same. I love you guys, man. Keep grinding, man. Let's go and get this money.
Thank you, brother. Hey, this weekend, April 22nd, April 21st, and 22nd at the Orlando Improv. Please go see Bill Bellamy. Hey, man, we're going to try to come by and check you out, brother. Thank you so much for kicking it with us.
Pull up, man. Pull up and have a birthday drink with your boy, man.
We'll do, man. We got to go to commercial break. We'll be right back. Real Labs, Real Radio 104.1.